So Nancy has asked us, and we know Nancy works a lot in the wellbeing space as well, the mental health space. So she's a fantastic person to have on here today. Hi, Nancy. She says, if senior leaders generally have lower stress markers and higher resilience, what does that mean for their personal wellbeing strategies? And how does that impact their leadership shadow?
What we saw on the research that we've done over these, since 2011, really now we've been looking at this very subject, and what we saw is they had balanced stress control in not only the working world but in the personal world. So on the Judgement Index, we measure about 10 different markers of well-being, related well-being, stress, energy, etc., etc. And all I can say is the people who tended to be at the top of the tree with this small bunch of execs we measured at the on this last piece, they were very controlled. They had a good capacity, a good grip on their own worlds and lives, as well as those dealing with the pressures in the external world. So I call it the internal world and external world. And all I would say is they've either, for me, the question is that the answer is, have they learned it en route? Is it in nature nurture, or should we deliver it and teach it up front early on? Because then we'll get a bigger pool of high performing chief execs at the top of the ladder. Yeah, so I don't know. Is that answered it? I'm sorry, Nancy, if I didn't, but.
Well, if we let Jenny to kind of drop in here, I think together you will certainly answer.
Yes, I think so. And I'd like to answer the kind of second part of the question, which relates to the leadership shadow, because it's a tool that I love. We present with leaders and clients all the time about the impact of the leadership shadow. So for those of you who don't know, the leadership shadow is around the actions that a leader presents, the things that they prioritize, the things that they say, and then also the things that they measure or celebrate. So as a leader, you have an impact on all of these different areas from all of your actions. And you have to be very conscious of how you act and the impact it has on those around you and your followers. And I think in relation to the kind of leaders who have very high levels of resilience and can keep going, what people sometimes don't realize is that, they'll be working 11 hours a day and they'll think that's fine because they think they can operate at that. They don't think that they're near burnout. They're happy to work that way, but it sets an image for all of the followers that that's the way that leaders should be performing. And in order to progress or to do well in the organization, you also have to perform in that way. So even if a leader has very high levels of resilience, it's very important to be self-aware of actually the impact that has on followers as well. And I think that's sometimes that's missed by leaders is the kind of, well, I know that I'm high performing, I know that I can cope with all of this, but actually really there's a massive impact that has on the people around you as well.